Welcome back, my dear students. Today we will continue with the lichens. And first of all, let's get started with the classification of lichens on the basis of fungal partner. Okay. Depending upon the fungal partner, there are three types of lichens: ascolichens, basidiolichens, and lichens imperfecti. Ascolichens contain ascomycetes as the fungal partner. Basidiolichens contain basidiomycetes as the fungal partner, and lichens imperfecti, they have deuteromycetes as the fungal partner. Okay. Now the structure, external structure of lichens. The lichens are usually thalloid, that means they are not differentiated into root, stem, and leaf-like structures. They don't have true roots, stems, and leaves, and they have an irregular outline. Now, depending upon the structure, external structure, there are three types of lichens. Crustose lichens. These lichens have flattened thalli and they are closely attached to the substratum and look like crusts. They look like crusts. They are flattened structures attached to the substratum. Okay. The examples in this category include Lecanora and Rhizocorpon. Now the second type of lichens is foliose lichens. They have flat leaf-like structures which are lobed, and these structures are attached to the substratum by the help of rhizide-like structures which are known as rhizines. Okay, so this is the structure of foliose lichen. They have leaf-like structures which are lobed, and these leaf-like structures, they are fixed to the substratum by rhizines. Examples in this class include Parmelia, Phycia, Peltigera. Okay, and finally the third one is foliose lichens. These lichens are intensely branched. Here you can see they are intensely branched and they have a bushy appearance. They can be either erect or pendant, and this structure, this is attached to the substratum by the help of a basal mucilaginous disc. इसके बेस में एक mucilaginous disc होती है, and with the help of that mucilaginous disc the whole structure gets attached to the substratum. And the examples include Electonia, Cheladonia, Usnea. Now the internal structure of lichens. You already know that the bulk of lichen, it is composed of fungus. Okay, I have already told you that fungus is the predominant partner in this association. The bulk of fungus, lichens, it is composed of fungus, and alga constitutes only about 5% of lichen body. Okay. Now depending upon whether the algal partner is uniformly distributed or it forms distinct layers, there are two types of lichens. The first one is homeomerous and the second one is heteromerous. Homeomerous structure means the thallus is undifferentiated with irregular distribution of algae. Here you can see this is the homeomerous structure. It is undifferentiated. There is irregular distribution. Okay. There is irregular distribution. The algal cells are uniformly distributed. They do not form distinct layers. Excuse me. The second one is heteromerous. In heteromerous type of structure, you can find distinct zones where the algal partner, it is restricted to a confined zone. Here you can see this is the heteromerous structure. The algal partner, or you can say photobiotic layer, it is confined to a restricted zone. Okay, the rest is composed of fungus. So these are two types of internal structures, and they differ only in one thing, and that is in homeomerous form the algal cells are uniformly distributed, while as in heteromerous form the algal cells, they form a distinct, or you can say restricted layer. Now the reproduction. First of all, asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction occurs by a number of methods. The first one is progressive death and decay of thallus. In some lichens, it has been found that the lichen body it progressively decays and dies, and because of this progressive decay and death, the lichen body separates into two or more parts. Here I can tell you how this happens. Say this is the body of a lichen. At this point, there initiates the process of progressive death and decay, and this proceeds towards this side. Once death occurred in this side, decay occurred in this side, the thallus separates into two or more fragments. It will separate into this fragment and this fragment. Now the second one is fragmentation. Fragmentation simply means when the mature thallus breaks down into many small fragments, okay, due to mechanical injury, or sometimes it can occur due to wind, okay, strong winds, or sometimes insect bites, okay. So by a number of methods, by a number of agencies, the thallus it breaks down into two or more fragments, and each fragment is capable of generating a new thallus. Now isidia. Isidia, they represent superficial outgrowths on the thallus surface, and these superficial outgrowths they enclose the alga. They are also known to increase photosynthesis, and on detachment from the thallus they form new thalli, okay. So here you can see this is the isidia. These are the superficial growths on the surface of the thallus. They enclose the algal cells, and the outer covering is made up of fungal cells, okay. These isidia, besides increasing the photosynthesis, they increase the photosynthesis of the thallus. On detachment, they can give rise to new thalli, okay. So isidia, which represent the superficial outgrowths on the surface of thallus, they act as organs of propagation. Now soridia. Soridia are minute round bodies which are produced on thallus surface or inside superficial structures which are known as pustules or sorelia. One or more algal cells are contained or clasped by fungal hyphae, and these structures are soridia, okay. They get detached and form new thalli just like isidia. Here you can see this is the pustule. Here this structure represents as a pustule or sorelia. It leads to the formation of structures which are basically one or more algal cells clasped by fungal hyphae. Here you can see at the top, one or more algal cells, they are clasped, they are contained by the fungal hyphae, and these structures are known as soridia. These soridia they get detached from the parent thallus and give rise to new thalli. Now the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, it occurs by the formation of specific fruiting bodies like apothecia and perithecia, and these fruiting bodies are specifically produced by the fungal partner, okay. So sexual reproduction में क्या होता है, specific fruiting bodies are produced, and these fruiting bodies can be either apothecia. Apothecia means a plate like, or you can say a saucer like structure here of this type, plate like or saucer like structure, or it can be a perithecia. Here I have shown this is perithecia. It is a flask shaped structure, okay, possessing an opening here, and this opening is known as ostiole, okay. And inside these fruiting bodies there occurs the formation of spores. Inside these fruiting bodies there occurs the formation of spores, and these spores can be either ascospores if they are produced in ascolichens, okay, and they can be basidiospores if they are produced in basidiolichens. I will repeat the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction occurs by the formation of specific fruiting bodies which are known as apothecia and perithecia. Apothecia means saucer shaped or plate like fruiting bodies, and perithecia means flask shaped fruiting bodies, okay. Now if the lichens are ascolichens, that means if the fungal partner belongs to ascomycetes, these lichens will produce asci, okay. Asci are the structures which contain ascospores. And if the lichens are basidiolichens, which means if the fungal partner belongs to basidiomycetes, they will produce basidia inside the fruiting bodies, and these basidia will produce the basidiospores, okay. These ascospores and basidiospores later on they germinate and give rise to the new lichens. So this is all about the reproduction of lichens. In the next part we are going to talk about the economic importance of lichens. Till then, stay blessed and God bless you all.